Hello and welcome to this week's Sweet Upload. In this video, we'll be discussing the component of Creme Anglaise. Creme Anglaise, or simply Anglaise, falls under the category of custards. A custard can be defined as any liquid that is thickened through the coagulation of egg proteins. Most custards that you will encounter will be a mixture of dairy product, sugar, eggs, and flavorings. Be sure to check out the custard lecture linked here to get more in-depth discussion on various types of custards. Creme Anglaise is an incredibly versatile component and is another building block in the world of pastry. In its simplest form, it is used as a cold vanilla sauce. Other applications may include being used as part of a base to various mousses, Bavarian cream, egg ganache, and crème. Today we will be transforming basic creme anglaise sauce into French vanilla ice cream by churning it in an ice cream machine. Let's begin by discussing our procedure and key points before our demonstration. Creme Anglaise will begin by heating the dairy with a small amount of the sugar. When the dairy and sugar mixture is just about to boil, combine the egg yolks and sugar in a bowl with a whisk. As the dairy and sugar mixture is heated, slowly pour the hot liquid into the egg mixture while constantly whisking. This procedure is known as tempering. After the hot liquid has been tempered into the eggs, return this mixture to the pot and then back to the stove. Stirring constantly over a medium-low heat, continuously scrape the bottom of the pot until the mixture thickens to nap consistency. This should occur around 180 degrees Fahrenheit. From here, strain the hot mixture and place in an ice bath to rapidly chill. When thoroughly cooled, the anglaise is ready for use. For best results, anglaise should be refrigerated overnight before use. Let's discuss some very important key points when making creme anglaise. The first and most important is sanitation. I cannot stress enough how sanitation in the kitchen is of the utmost importance, especially when making a product like creme anglaise. Anglaise has many critical control points during the process, meaning there are many steps where hazards must be prevented to ensure safe consumption of the product. Most of the ingredients in creme anglaise are highly perishable, so it's recommended that you only use the freshest ingredients. Here are a few terms that may be new for you when making creme anglaise. First, BTB simply means bring to boil. Next, nap, a French term referring to the consistency of a sauce to coat the back of a spoon. Lastly, be aware that the ingredient of half and half is simply equal parts whole milk to heavy cream. Here is the recipe that we'll be making today. You can also find a link to a printable PDF copy in the video description. For future recipes and tutorials, be sure to subscribe to the channel. Let's take a look at our ingredients and make some creme anglaise. Here we have half and half whole milk and heavy cream, sugar, egg yolks, and vanilla bean. We'll start by scraping the seeds from the bean. Carefully slice the bean in half lengthwise and scrape the seeds from the pod using the back of the paring knife. After scraping, add the seeds to the pot with the half and half. The vanilla pod may also be added as well, or you can save it for another application. Adding a small amount of sugar to the dairy will assist in keeping the dairy from scorching. After adding this to the half and half, give the mixture a quick stir, then turn up the heat to bring the liquid to boil. When the liquid is just about to boil, we'll combine the yolks and remaining sugar. Wrapping a clean, wet towel under the bowl as seen here will prevent the bowl from moving when the mixture is stirred. Once adding sugar to eggs, it's very important they are whisked together thoroughly and not left to sit. Sugar will extract moisture from eggs, leaving the yolks lumpy. This is what's sometimes referred to as burning the yolks. It is not desirable to have lumps in the custard, so be sure to whisk sugar and eggs immediately. The dairy has come to a boil and is ready to be slowly added to the egg mixture. While whisking constantly, slowly temper the hot liquid into the eggs and sugar. Adding the liquid slowly will allow the mixture to be heated gently rather than rapidly heating the eggs to the point of coagulation. You will sometimes hear this referred to as scrambling the eggs, which you definitely want to avoid. When the hot liquid has been tempered into the egg mixture, return the mixture to the pot and back to the stove. Under a medium-low heat, constantly stir the mixture, making sure to continuously scrape the bottom of the pot while agitating. This will ensure the eggs do not overheat and coagulate, leaving you with scrambled eggs. A heat-resistant rubber spatula is preferred for this step. The heat may be adjusted to speed up or slow down the cooking. However, be careful not to cook too rapidly or overcooking is likely to occur. Remember, constant stirring is absolutely necessary. You cannot step away from the stove at this point in the process. As the mixture heats, it will gradually thicken. It is necessary to check the temperature of the product to ensure it is being cooked to a safe temperature for consumption, as well as to ensure the eggs do not overcook. A typical anglaise will thicken to desired consistency around 180 degrees Fahrenheit. With more experience, you will be able to visually assess when the product is at the desired thickness. It is recommended that you still use a thermometer to gain consistency of the product every time it is made. As with everything we make, patience and procedure are key. Stay focused. The time for this particular batch of anglaise took about 3 to 4 minutes to thicken. This could be more or less depending on the temperature of your stove. Your undivided attention is necessary for the success of the product. The thermometer has reached 180 degrees, and as you can see, the anglaise has thickened. We are looking for nap consistency, meaning we want the sauce to coat the back of a spoon. You can assess the consistency by coating the spatula and running a finger over the sauce. You will notice the finger mark will create a tunnel through the sauce because of its viscosity. At this stage, it's important to rapidly chill the hot anglaise to avoid overcooking and, more importantly, to take the product out of the danger zone as quickly as possible. Strain the hot anglaise through a fine mesh strainer and immediately place it into an ice bath. A metal vessel is preferred for your hot product as this will help facilitate the rapid cooling. It is necessary to periodically stir the anglaise while it is in the ice bath. This will assist in equalizing the temperature, ensuring the product cools quickly. Once the anglaise is cooled, it is ready to be refrigerated for storage. Many applications of creme anglaise require an overnight refrigeration for best results. In the case of churning anglaise for ice cream, this overnight refrigeration will assist in creating a smoother consistency ice cream and could help prevent ice crystals from forming during the churning process. This creme anglaise has been refrigerated overnight and is ready for use as vanilla sauce. In our case, we will use a commercial ice cream machine to churn the chilled custard into French vanilla ice cream. Fill the machine according to the manufacturer's instructions, being sure to leave space to account for overrun, which is the volume gained in the ice cream through air being added to the base while churning. This is typically around 20% by volume. For example, today's base is about 18 ounces by volume. After churning, we should expect a volume of about 21 to 22 ounces. We'll start the machine here. A typical ice cream machine can take anywhere between 15 to 30 minutes depending on the model. You'll want to be sure to monitor the machine periodically during churning. As the custard begins to freeze on the sides of the machine, it is necessary to scrape the side to prevent the custard from freezing solid and possibly stopping the machine. A thorough scrape about every 10 minutes will usually do the trick. As we near the end of the churning process, we are specifically looking for the ice cream to be soft serve consistency, meaning the consistency of what you would see from a typical fast food venue ice cream cone. Understanding this is important because over-churning can make your ice cream have an unpleasant hardened butter consistency, and under-churning will cause ice crystals to form when storing the product. We're now at soft serve consistency and ready to transfer the ice cream to its storage container. It's best to leave the storage container in the freezer while churning, so it will be very cold when transferring the ice cream. This will help prevent melting. The ice cream is completed and can be enjoyed at this consistency or placed in a freezer to harden further depending on how you're serving it. And there you have it, the key points to creme anglaise to make French vanilla ice cream. Let me know in the comments what other ice cream flavors you would like to see made. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel for weekly lectures and tutorial on all things baking and pastry related. Thank you for watching, everyone. Be well, be safe, and I'll see you next week for another sweet upload.